Hi, I'm State Senator Joe Markley. I just stepped out from the joint session of the General Assembly where we heard the governor's session opening speech. Today is the first day of the legislative session, and it always starts with a certain amount of ceremony. The main important thing is to hear what the governor has to say and what his proposals are going to be for the upcoming year. And let me surprise you all by saying he gave what I consider an excellent speech. It's the speech I wish he had given back in 2011, but I'm happy to hear it any time. The proof of the pudding is in the budget that he presents and what he does during the session. But what he said, at least to start things out this year, was kind of music to my ears. He made 5 main points, and I'll run through them quickly. The first one he said was that the state has to learn to live within its existing revenues. I don't know why it's taken him so long to come to that realization, but it's what I've been saying throughout my political career. We can't budget by looking at how much we want and then asking the taxpayers to foot the bill. We have to see how much we have coming in and decide what we're going to do with it. That's what the governor said he's going to do going forward, and if that's true, I'm with him. The second thing he said is that we have to address our unfunded obligations. He's been saying that for a while, and he's right. We have the highest per capita unfunded obligations of any state in the nation. The governor's made some efforts in that direction. It's one of the few things that you may have heard me give him credit for before. He said he's going to bring the stakeholders into the room together, including the unions that are affected by the pension obligations, and try to restructure them. It was done in Rhode Island. It really did a lot for that state, and I hope that it can move forward that way in Connecticut. The third thing he said is that we've got to prioritize spending. And that, to my mind, is the whole job of the General Assembly, to say, within the money that we're receiving, what are our priorities and where can we save money? I'll be interested to see what he's proposing as his priorities, but again, it's the right approach to the budget, finally. The fourth thing he said was that we need more accountability, that we need the ability to see what money is being spent on and what the performance is like. Again, absolutely agreement on that. I think the General Assembly has to do a better job of oversight, of following up on initiatives and seeing how they work out. The governor also proposed making more of this information accessible to the public, and I'm all for that. The only thing he said that I would hesitate about is he would like the budget to give more flexibility to his commissioners. In other words, rather than budget by line item, to give block grants essentially to departments and let them decide how to spend it. I'm all for flexibility and for holding commissioners and executives responsible, but I'm also jealous of the power of the legislature, which is limited when it comes to budgeting and to affecting the behavior of state agencies. And I don't want to see us give up our ability to deal with the budget line by line. The last thing he said, and maybe the thing I was the most pleased to hear, was that he wants a budget in a timely manner, not on the last day of session as happened to us last year. And he also said we've got to stop putting policy into the implementer bills. Again, I'd say for 5 years that's what he was doing. But let bygones be bygones. If he's ready to make that move, I think it's an essential change. And I think it's something we actually can accomplish, because it's not a partisan issue, it's not a philosophical issue to say our procedure has to be better. We have needed leadership on this issue, and if the governor's willing to provide it, I'll be very encouraged. Now, we have a long ways to go. This is the first day, and everybody's always a little optimistic on the first day, even me. But whether the governor and his legislative allies will follow through on what they promised and put us on a direction, not simply to get through the 2016 session without making big decisions, but to start on the road of addressing the huge problems that are coming down the road, I'm all for it. You understand that we have a deficit in this current year's budget, but we have looming deficits of billions of dollars in the out years. What I want to see is not simply a session that squeaks through so that people can go back and face the voters without making tough decisions. We need to make the tough decisions now. Appreciate your attention for that quick rundown, and I will be back to you shortly with an update on what really occurs going forward in this session. Thank you.